It's right behind me.
Didn't you realize this meant suspect? Stand by.
They said I was the murderer. The evidence agreed. The town believed it. The only problem, I was being framed. The night I found the body, the streetlights were already flickering like they were trying to forget what they'd seen. I wasn't supposed to be there. Maple Alley wasn't a place people used, not anymore. It cut between two abandoned brick buildings on the edge of town, a shortcut that had slowly turned into a dead zone. No cameras, no traffic, no witnesses. Except me. I had taken the alley because I was late and my phone battery had died. A stupid decision. One of those small choices that quietly rearrange your entire life. At first, I thought it was just a pile of trash. Then, I saw the hand. It was stretched out unnaturally, palm up as if asking for help that never came. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't scream. I didn't run. I just stood there, staring. Her name was Laura Bennett. I didn't know that yet, but I would soon learn everything about her. And everything would lead back to me. The police arrived within minutes after I forced myself to call them from a nearby gas station. I told them exactly what happened. They didn't believe me. Not fully. Detective Harris was the first to look at me like I was already guilty. Mid-40s, tired eyes, the kind of man who trusted instincts more than words. "You just happened to walk through the only alley in town with no cameras," he said, arms crossed, "and you're the one who finds the body." "I told you I was taking a shortcut." "At 10:30 p.m.? "I was late." He didn't respond, just wrote something in his notebook. That's when I noticed something. Blood. Not on my clothes, but on my shoe. A small smear. I hadn't even realized I stepped in it. Harris saw it too. That was the moment everything shifted. By morning, I wasn't just a witness anymore. I was a suspect. They took my statement again and again, each time the questions sharpened. "Did you know Laura Bennett?" "No." "Ever seen her before?" "No." "Why were you really in that alley?" "I told you. People don't just wander into places like that." "I did." He leaned in closer. "Or you were meeting her." "I wasn't." "Things went wrong." "They didn't." "And now she's dead." Silence. That silence said more than any accusation. The town turned on me faster than I thought possible. It's strange how quickly people decide who you are. One rumor becomes 10, 10 become truth. She was found by him. He had blood on him. No one else was there. Even my coworkers stopped talking to me. My landlord started avoiding eye contact. Strangers stared like they already knew the verdict. Guilty. But I knew something they didn't. I knew I didn't kill her. And that meant someone else did. The police weren't looking anywhere else, so I had to. I started with Laura. She was 28, worked at a local real estate office. No criminal record, no known enemies. Clean. Too clean. People like that don't end up dead in alleys without a reason. I went to her workplace, pretended I was a potential buyer, anything to get inside. That's where I met Clara. She sat at the front desk, polite but guarded. When I mentioned Laura, something flickered in her expression. Not grief, something else. Fear. "You knew her?" I asked casually. "Everyone here did," she said quickly. "Was she seeing anyone?" Clara hesitated, just for a second. "I don't think so." But I knew she was lying. It took me 2 days to find the truth. Laura was seeing someone, a man named Eric Dawson. He wasn't just anyone. He owned half the commercial properties in town, wealthy, influential, untouchable, and married. That detail wasn't in any official report, but people talk, and secrets don't stay buried forever. I followed Eric the next night. I didn't have a plan, just instinct. He left his office late, like clockwork, got into a black SUV, drove not home, but somewhere else, somewhere familiar. My stomach twisted as I realized where he was going. Maple Alley. He parked at the far end and stepped out, glancing around like he was checking for ghosts or witnesses. I stayed hidden in the shadows. He walked halfway down the alley and stopped, right where I had found her. He stood there for a long time. Then he spoke. I didn't mean for it to happen. My pulse spiked. He wasn't on the phone. He was talking to himself. She wasn't supposed to push me. I stepped forward before I could stop myself. Push you into what? Murder? He spun around, eyes wide. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then his expression hardened. You shouldn't be here, he said quietly. I could say the same to you. You're making a mistake. No, you did, I said, heart pounding. He laughed. Not nervous, not afraid, confident. Do you have any idea who I am? I asked. I know enough. Then you'll know this won't end well for you. It already hasn't, I snapped. They think I killed her. He tilted his head slightly. And what makes you think that will change? I froze. That wasn't denial. That was confirmation. You set me up, I whispered. He didn't answer, but he didn't have to. Laura was going to expose you, I pieced it together. The affair, maybe more. She was making demands, threats. So you killed her. She slipped. Don't lie. She fell. In an empty alley? Convenient. She pushed me, he snapped. I reacted. And then you left her there to die. Silence again. That silence told me everything. I pulled out my phone, not to call the police, to show him. I recorded everything. That wasn't entirely true, but it was enough. For the first time, I saw fear in his eyes. You're bluffing. Try me. We stood there, the weight of the moment pressing down on us. Then he made a move. Fast. Too fast. He lunged. I barely had time to react. We hit the ground hard, pain shooting through my shoulder. My phone skidded across the pavement. He was stronger, heavier, and desperate. His hands closed around my throat. You should have stayed quiet, he hissed. Darkness crept in at the edges of my vision. This was how it ended, in the same alley, next to the same bloodstain. Then, sirens. Loud, close. His grip loosened, just for a second. It was enough. I shoved him off and scrambled back, gasping for air. Police cars flooded the alley, lights cutting through the darkness. Detective Harris stepped out first, gun drawn. Don't move. Harris froze. For once in his life, he wasn't in control. Later, at the station, everything came out. Not because of my recording, but because Clara had finally told the truth. She had seen Laura arguing with Eric the night she died, heard enough to know it was serious. When she saw me being blamed, she couldn't stay silent anymore. That was all Harris needed, combined with Eric's presence in the alley and his panic. The case unraveled quickly after that. A week later, the charges against me were dropped, officially cleared. But things don't just go back to normal. They never do. People still looked at me differently, like they remembered the version of me they almost believed, the killer. Sometimes I think about that night, about how close I came to becoming another body in that alley, another silence. Maple Alley is still there, still empty, still avoided. But now when the streetlights flicker, I wonder if they're not trying to forget, but trying to warn.